Alright, should be recording. I see the file, I see OBS, and yes, it took getting to a new year. Well, I'm finally back in Darksiders 2. Oh, man. It's been a weird 2020, especially towards the end. You know, hey, I actually meant to do this, and I forgot to do it earlier, so I'm gonna be all tapped. Um, the... Oh, wrong thing. Well, still, okay. I want to see how many articles I've had go live this year. Let me see. For performance analyses, that's 6. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Doom Eternal, MechWarrior 5, Saints Row the 3rd, Serious Sam 4, and Crisis Remastered. And for reviews, I have 17. So that's 21 articles there. There were quite a few miscellaneous. 8 miscellaneous between... oh, sorry, no, 7. Because one of them is in here twice. This C statistics thing I did earlier in the year. Because I put that up on GitHub as well, and I keep track of that in the same table. So yeah, it's been a crazy year as far as how much work I've had. Yeah, and there is potential for more, plenty more. Right. And actually, it's funny. So that's just of what has gone live. There's actually more that can come that I could count for this year if I wanted to. Because I've submitted 4 articles that I've been working on for some length of time that finally I finished and could submit. So, yeah. Actually, there's a 5th one, but it's I finished the writing of that, but there was a bit more involved to it, so I'm gonna hang on to it. But yeah, so continuing Darksiders 2. Oh, and I don't really have anything news-related to talk about, although there has been the whole CD Projekt Red is apparently being sued by its investor. There. So this is the Forsaken Forge DLC, is it? I know it's something like
I have to go alone.
And I do not believe it. Alright, so that's gonna have to wait then? Yeah, because I do remember it was frustrating me, and I hate that one boss, the one at the Well of Souls. I don't remember the name of it. It's just such an annoying boss. That's like, you know, I'm gonna do the DLC, get stronger that way, hopefully be able to handle him better. But like, it's an annoying boss, regardless. I mean, the fact that I was playing at high difficulty didn't help, but it's an annoying boss anyway. There's some elements of its design based, and that was like that in several bosses in the game, where it's like you need to do it correctly for quite a while. If you make mistakes, you don't have much ability to recover. All right. Oh, and by the way, in case it does come through, because in theory it could, I'm back on the NK65 with the Novel Keys Blueberries. There's also the NK Creams, I did that before, but yeah, so I'm off of the 1UP60s, the 1UP60 keyboard, from 1UP keyboards that I built with the W4 silent tactile switches. Blueberries are also tactile switches, but not silent. And they are a bit heavier. Like, I can actually feel it. I've only been on them for a few days, so I'm still getting used to them, but I can... It was very apparent that they are heavier. Which is actually kind of funny, because the Bowie 4s what I was sent was 68 gram. The blueberries are like 70 gram. So, but it's also its peak is bottom out on the blueberries is 80 if I'm correct. I actually have that tab open, so I could open. I could just alt tab. But yeah, I definitely noticed immediately. Oh yeah, they are louder than the Okay. What's weird is I'm thinking while doing this about, oh yeah, this is how I do it in Immortals Phoenix Rise. Like, I might be able to reach through with the Hercules Gauntlet to grab them. To grab the thing. Oh, and for anyone wondering, I also haven't been looking close because I've been busy. I have not been successful in trying to get a new GPU. Which, I could, you know, just be like, you know what? I'll just get the thing that's actually appropriate. By that I mean, really? How do I do that? Or let me check. Okay. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, because it's like I was hoping to be able to get a 6800 XT. And there's still, you know, still kind of tempted because that should have better ray tracing performance, and I would, even though I don't think ray tracing matters too much, it still is. I like better support for it if I can. But it's like, nah, the more appropriate card to get would be like waiting until the 6700 series is announced and try to get one of those, which would also be cheaper, so more appropriate use of my funds. And it's also the whole, well, you know, I play at, you know, what is technically 1080p class. At some point, yes, I would like to go to 1440p, but, you know, it's the 6700 series, I'm sure, will be plenty capable of that resolution. The 5700 series is in 67, should be a little bit better. At least. Wait, do I meet him in here? There is like a main NPC you talk with in here. Well, in this DLC. Yep, he is here. I think that's it. I might need to beat him up first.
A visitor?
Yeah,
I'm afraid my home is quite a mess.
Speak plainly if you value your life, such as it is.
Oh, how rude of me. I am a smith, a visionary architect, sculptor, creator of the masterpiece that resides in this realm. And you must be an agent of the Makers. They trapped me here for thousands of years. Now they think my death will ease. They are not forgiven. I don't remember what
all the buttons are. Okay, there we go. I hate that teleport dash, because it's like, yeah, you teleport, you cease to exist between these points. You deal damage along that, you still take damage. The phase has died for this. Let's see. The whole, like, oh, we gotta be like Dark Souls, a game that is attractive really to only a very small niche of the community, so of course everybody has to try to emulate it by having enemies that will stun lock you, having very poor dodging mechanics. 'Cause I'm sorry, it is poor when it's like, oh yeah, you dodge, through an attack, you teleport dash through an attack. No, you still take damage. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. But fortunately, when is this from? This is from 20. Why do I have 2011 in my mind for when Darksiders 2? I hate that. I remember complaining about that with the whole Immortals Phoenix Rising, the whole certain attacks that it's like you can just accidentally trigger and they completely destroy your rhythm. It's like, let me disable it. I don't even remember if it's possible to disable it. And no, this boss is in no way tough enough to actually demand as many health potions as I've had to spend. It's just, I don't remember all the timing and such to combat in this, and it does demand timing, and it's like, it's the whole, it's Dark Souls timing, where you somehow have to know a second before an attack is coming to dodge it. Actually, I don't remember if Dark Souls is that bad, but it's... Darksiders 3 is even more intense in that regard, but I was able to figure out the timing.
Wait,
it's like, that was done better.
You attacked me, Smith. Your madness has blinded you.
Mad am I? Now, let us not be ruled by our baser instincts. We can help each other.
Answer my questions and I will stay my hand. I won't ask again. Where are we?
This is the Shadowlands, a void between a tree of life and the tree of death. It's a rather pleasant place for a visit, is it not? Or an eon of imprisonment, as it were?
If you're such a genius, why haven't you escaped?
Transportation is no obstacle for a smith such as myself, but the Makers have sealed the portal. Or so I had thought.
Power of corruption has broken the lock of your prison.
But how? I don't... Oh, gods, what will it do? Wait! Don't leave! You have to help me.
Why?
My masterpiece! It threatens countless worlds! The Abyssal Forge is a sentient being of living stone, and it has crafted an implacable army. If the portal seal is unlocked, creations of the Abyssal Forge will invade other realms.
How is this any of my concern?
You don't understand! I crafted the Abyssal Forge to harness the power of the Abyss. It lives, it breathes, it creates constructs that can then build yet more Abyssal Forges! Unlike myself, the Abyssal Forge is utterly insane. Its constructs will destroy everything in their path.
You should not have meddled with the powers of the Abyss. You must unmake this.
I have tried, yet I cannot.
Damn you. What must be done, then?
First, You must escape this island. The waters here are deadly to your living flesh. However, I can make a talisman to shield you. But first you must bring me the right materials.
And I'm curious what all we have. Not seeing anything too impressive, which is not surprising. There. Yeah, this attack, and it's like, you know, when you're having to attack a whole fleet of enemies, a whole group of enemies, it's fine. But when you're, you know, doing that, and it's like you just want to dodge, but it's your timing was just wrong enough for it to think, oh, you mean to do that? You are now locked in position. You cannot move, and potentially you've just stepped into the enemy. Actually, no, since that's there, you know, just top myself off. I'm just thinking, you know. Yeah, I'm recording this New Year's Day, so January 1st goes live January 2nd. Got anything to say? I mean, it's like I mentioned the whole CD Projekt Red class action lawsuit there, which I've not looked too closely at. It doesn't surprise me, sadly. And it will be interesting to see how that goes, because I don't have the game, I haven't looked at the game, I haven't done much research on it. I don't want to, because I do hope to get it someday and, you know, review it, so I don't want much spoiled. But I don't. You can't sue over a game being bad. That's subjective. But I guess I have to go this way. It's just weird because the crow is pointing me over there. But if they did misrepresent the status of the game on the older consoles in official communication with investors, then yeah, that could be. It will be interesting to see, but it's also, you know, like many lawsuits, it could end up working out where it's just settled. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what comes of that, but I mean, it is very unfortunate because of how much hype there was for that game that there were any significant issues to it. The fact that it seems like there have been quite a number of issues is even worse. That there. I think there's more than one I need to destroy. And also, you know, with the whole, you know, constantly being delayed, and yet it still had so many issues, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, it feels like you can complain about that. That's not always how it works, unfortunately. It's like there's the whole some bugs you only find by having a lot of people playing the game. Some bugs also, although this would really come down to the developers themselves, might not really be considered bugs. But I've seen that where it's, you know, or issues, like balance issues. I have seen it where it's the whole, you can tell somebody, this is not balanced properly, you have a problem here. But it's like, no, that's how we want it, so it will be like that until it gets to the community, and then the community. But that's a balance issue kind of thing, not bugs. I mean, it'll just be interesting to see what comes. It's just sad that I'm dead. Wow, that sucks. I literally fell between two platforms. where there's barely any space. Oh, and I have to do that again. Damn it. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of wonder though, not counting performance issues on the previous consoles, just like the bugs and such. Is it worse on a Bethesda release? Because I'm sorry, we do need to keep in mind that while yes, it is unfortunate that that's kind of a thing with Bethesda, at the same time we do need to recognize, when was the last time Bethesda released a game that wasn't buggy as hell? And is still years later? I mean, are there no bugs left in Oblivion yet? Has that been fixed by the community? Because I have a feeling Oblivion still has bugs, and Skyrim almost certainly does. Fallout 3, I think the last time I played it, which was like a decade after it released. There's gonna be a fight. I'm pretty sure I was finding some bugs there. New Vegas, I know I ran into some. Ah, I hate you. Ow. Is Fallout 476 in good shape for bugs? I don't think so. And I mean, true, it's not been as long as some of the games, but I mean, let's face it. That's a thing. That's also part of the reputation. So I am curious. Is Cyberpunk 2077 as bad as those? Not counting the previous consoles apparently just being very poorly handled, based on what I've read, I've seen. It's also, I don't like this dodge because it's a multi-step thing, basically. There is that pause. I mean, there's an actual break between them that is unavoidable. So if it's like you were just slightly out of position, you can't, by just spamming shift, escape. Oh, hey, I actually killed him. Oh, yeah, I knew this was going to happen, in case you were wondering. I knew there were more coming. Oh, wrong weapon. Oh, yeah. And room here to drop some. Oh, well, actually, no, I don't, because a lot of these are actually very good. Okay, and I do need to figure out why am I not gaining any. I haven't been gaining any of the Wrath or whatever it is for the Chaos. And that's been for quite a while if you go back through some of the older. Yes, they're much older at this point, but it is still true. And I do not know why. I really do not know why that is. See, that's my timing on when it is that I get out of the dodge is also not clear. So it's like I wanted to turn and attack, but instead he threw the sights out like he did. What else is there? Hitman 3 is supposed to be coming out soon. I don't know if I'll be able to review that not without buying. Because I know when IO Interactive, the studio behind it, announced that they were also going to be self-publishing it, which, good on them. When I saw that, I did reach out to them about being on press list, and I don't think I ever hit back. Okay. Up. There. Alright, so over here, okay. Oh, I can get rid of that. Hey. I'm just trying to see what can I up. It seems like it's just these things. Alright, go ahead and sacrifice that. Now that. Yep. There. Alright. And that I also have enough now. It's up. I should be the inventory. It's very annoying that is. Alright. Okay, there. But yeah, Hitman 3, I think that is supposed to be, this month even. I don't know for sure, and as I said, I wasn't successful when I reached out before. I can try again. Oh, okay. I was thinking about walking over there, but I didn't see that opening there until I was already falling. I have not put, I will admit this, I have not put any more time into, yeah, that's Override 2. I was just, Override 2 entered my mind, but it's like, is it the right name? Yes, it is. I haven't put any additional time into it since it, since that previous stream. I've been busy. It's been a, busy week between working on getting those articles submitted that I mentioned that I did, as well as just, holidays. Oh, no, not like that. Just trying to think if there's anything else, really. I guess I could mention a little bit about the articles. Some of them I'd rather not. Just as a... I have mentioned them before, but it's like, I don't know when they'll come out. I kind of, let's just let them come out. That's what I'm kind of feeling like for some of them. I'm gonna go back up there just to make sure on what is there, how much is there. Well, if there was anything, like behind it or under it. Probably not, but... Yeah. Okay. But the thing that isn't quite done yet, but I do have it here. It is almost fully functional. There's just one thing left to do. Build a macro pad. You know, as part of the custom mechanical keyboard stuff. Build a macro pad. Whole thing, $45. $45, not counting the tools that you need, you know, soldering iron and such, which, you know, depending, that's, I kind of remember this. That's, you know, you may already have that. How do I... Going... Okay. I think I want to do it this way. Yes. Okay. Oh wait, yeah. Actually, I do want to. Yeah, it's Super 16 macro pad from one of the keyboards, and I'm reasonably happy with it. Although I do very much feel I need to say that it you do. Whoops. Well. You do want to be either very comfortable with soldering to do the Super 16, or, you know, more like just go with the Sweet 16. Alright, so what the hell am I talking about? What the hell am I? So the Sweet 16 and Super 16 are both 4x4 ortholinear macro pads that one-up keyboards makes, and you can get from them. And, yeah, there it is. And it was a nice build. I do like it. The thing is, what is different between them, the Super 16, what I got, can use RGB RGB LEDs for per key backlight, which is definitely neat, and I like that. The thing is that soldering those on there, not that easy. I mean, considering I'd learned to solder hours before starting on this, I would never attempt to. Fortunately, my dad has lots of experience soldering. He also struggles some with getting them on there. It's kind of weird because the pads on the PCB and the pads on the LEDs, you need to bridge across them, and it's just, you know, and it's like I'm watching him, it's like, yeah, I can see that being just awkward to do regardless. So yeah, but it's, you know, still everything else, the diodes, the switch, the reset switch, the switches, I did those, that wasn't too bad. The controller I made harder than it needed to be. I'll leave that for the article. But yes, I made it harder than it needed to be. Could have been done, could have been easier. Okay, I'm gonna grab the thing, come back, so I can pop that thing. And that's where I will end it. But the Sweet 16 is without any LED support. Which is a little disappointing to me. I mean, it would be nice if it had just, you know, like the simple one color blue hole kind of LEDs that, you know, they'd go in there just like the diodes that you need for them, for the switches. But it's a little cheaper, and, you know, it gives you the same layout and such. So it's like, the point I'm trying to get to is, if just, you know, it's like you don't really know how to solder too well, you're not that confident in your skills, but you want a macro pad, you want to make your own macro pad, in basically how I was when this started, when starting this, yeah, the Sweet 16 is far more appropriate. But if you got the soldering skills, and it's like, yeah, I want RGB, alright, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try the Super 16. It's not, the price difference isn't that big. But, yeah. What? Wait, where'd it go? Where did it go? How I don't remember how I'm supposed to pop that thing. But yeah, unfortunately, the controller thing, I'll leave that for the article. But kinda, we damaged one too many of the RGB LEDs when trying to get them in there, so there's one socket without it, and rather than like install the switch, which would make it a pain to go back in to put the LED on there, rather than do that, we just there's one socket there without the switch, without a switch on. Oh, I'm gonna do this and this. Come on. Okay. It wouldn't let me pick it up any other way. I can just do this. Go. I need a drink of water. But yeah. So basically, once you get a replacement LED, put that in there. Which once we really figured out how to properly install them, that they're really easy. Well, they're not really easy, but they aren't so difficult. Like I used something to help hold it up in the PCB and such. You know, having the right temperature on the soldering iron. Definitely make sure you have the right temperature on the soldering iron. That's how we killed some. That's where I fell. But yeah, once we do that, then it'll be, you know, like completely finished. So I can make sure, you know, like have some nice pictures of it finished, and yeah. But one thing that I do need to do some investigation on, because you know it's got RGB LEDs, and that's great. And I am using lighting layers with it, which is something that. What the hell? I hate this. That was bull. I don't know how I fell. I do not know what. Yeah, that was. I'm sorry. I would have been the asshole on the QA team saying so. And now I have to do that again, being like so. We're just gonna make the player watch themselves die slowly here? Instead of just making that a straight kill volume? Because that's what it was, and also the whole, why are there no railings here? Because it's like, because I mean, I fell over there, I don't know how, I just did. Like, if I go back and look, maybe I'll figure it out, but I felt like I was more in the center, and then suddenly I'm just down there. I don't even really even recall falling, just being there. And it's like, from there, you are not getting here. You are not surviving. So why not just make it a kill block? I mean, it's... Why pretend, I guess, is part of my complaint here. You're not getting out of it. But yeah, it's something I want to investigate with the lighting layers. And it shouldn't be too hard. It's just I need to do some reading, do some experimentation. I kind of want to have the brightness turned down. It is a little bit of a shame that there isn't a way to do that easily. By do it easily, I mean it isn't like you can control it by just some command. Okay. You know, the thing, because I tried looking it up on the phone when this started. The one thing I saw was basically somebody just saying, yeah, you gotta set custom color values instead of using the names. Because, like, if you want magenta, although here, currently, I've got the LEDs red. The LEDs that are, they are in functional. But it's like, it's quite bright. I don't want it that bright. What I'll have to do is like go in and change it from HSV_red, the name of color, change it from that to being... Is red 0 on the HSV table? Let's assume it's 0. S would be 100 for full saturation, then value, instead of being 100, maybe bring that down to 50. Because it does not need to be this, but it really doesn't. I just say so. But yeah, I did some experiments with that. But the thing is, I have it set up to use a lot of colors, so like green's in there, blue, cyan, magenta. I think I have orange and white in there. So I mean, it would take a while if I need to do it all manually. I mean, we'll see though. I mean, that's probably something I can wait until I get the last thing in there, last LED in there, so I can see how that looks with it. And I'm just thinking if there's anything. I do kind of feel like mentioning this. So, got the email about, you know, the new Humble Choice offerings. And this actually does look like a pretty decent one. I think I will pick it up. PC Building Simulator, that is actually a game I do want to go back to. Because I did that when it was in early access. It is out of early access. I reviewed it when it was in early access. I want to come back to it. It's just finding the time and remembering to do so. But it's in there, and it was definitely fun. I think that's Humankind Ancestors. I'm looking at the image here, and it's hard to tell. And that's a game that does look interesting. I've been tempted to buy it before. So it's like, you can get it in here, and I still have the classic plan, so $12 for all this. Sure, I'm willing to spend $12 on that and some other thing. Pathologic 2, which I don't know much about. I think I had Pathologic. Let me check. Yeah, I have Pathologic Classic HD. That was apparently part of a Humble Monthly, August 2018. Warhammer Chaos Bane, which I actually, hang on, let me, okay. I was just curious what Warhammer games I have. I have Space Marine, and that I know because I played that. Rights of War, Dawn of War 3, and Dawn of War Game of the Year edition. But depending, yeah, I'm curious. What is Chaos? I know a lot of the Warhammer games are RTS, or just strategy games. Okay, so this is actually a hack and slash game, it says. And it looks like it's more akin to an action RPG. Okay, yeah. I'd give that a shot. I'm not always a big fan. I do enjoy RTS games. I do enjoy strategy games. But sometimes it's nice to do action. Like, Space Marine, honestly, is a game I very much enjoy. And I probably will replay that at some point. I just don't know when. A Total Tank game? I'm not familiar with that. At least I don't think I am. Song of Horror. I feel like I want to look that one up quickly. It's like for my thing where I play games and record myself on a heart rate monitor for it. That could be fun. Third-person fixed camel survival horror adventure. Alright, that could be fun. Well, I shouldn't say fun, but it could work well. For those recordings, Not Tonight, Vampire Shadows of New York, Tales of the Neon Sea, Minoria, Deleveled, The Ambassador, Fractured Timeline. Those last 6 I really know nothing about either. But it's like, yeah, I think I'll spend the $12 to pick up these. At least some of them. Some of them I know interest me. And if any of them interest you, unfortunately you can't get them at $12. That's a legacy price thing. But I mean, it might still be a good price if you go to Humble Bundle and look at their Humble Choice. It might still be considered a good price to you to get them. I don't know. It's up to you. Up to you. But I am thinking I will pick that up. Because it's like one of the games I am personally interested in. I am interested in that Humankind Ancestors. It looks like an interesting game. And there's like 1, 2, or 3 others here that it's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to play that. Alright, anyway, so this... Yeah, great start to 2021 for these streams. I mean, whatever. I'm having some fun. Hopefully I will keep having fun in Darksiders 2 and be able to finish it before long. I have no idea how long. At least I don't think I've got a mass of games coming up to review. Because it's like a lot of that, it was just I'm focused too intently on another game to play this one. But I mean, yeah, we'll just see. It could be a fun year. I mean, because it's also like, looking back. I'm just thinking, how can I? No, I'm kind of curious how many games I've reviewed each year. Because I don't think 2020 was the highest, but I think it was still pretty high amongst the different years. But I'm not sure how to sort this well so that it's like excluding some of the, because I used to review Humble Bundles. I'm not sure how I can properly make sure those are excluded. Anyway, I should just stop talking. So yeah, it's hopefully it'll be a good year. And I will also say this, just going back a bit with the whole, because I talked about the Macapad here, the Super 16, the Sweet 16 as well. I'll include it in this as well. I enjoyed it, and I do like it. I would like to either get some sort of pad so it doesn't slide around so much on my keyboard tray, or make a base for it. But I like it. Yeah, it's a nice build. It came together nicely, even though I still got a little more to do with. Do want to figure out about turning down the lights though. But yeah, so there's that article is pending because I want to get that last switch in there. But the other 4 are submitted. I think 3 of them are kind of related, and I hope will be appreciated. 4th one is another keyboard-related one. Hopefully that will be at least found interesting. I don't know how much it'll apply to people that have pre-built keyboards. It's some modding stuff that I did with the 1UP keyboards build I did, not the NK65 I'm currently on. I'm leaving the NK65 as stock as I can, and it's still quite nice. And I don't think I need to go in and do any special modding. And I should just stop talking. I think I said that earlier. I do that, don't I? Talking. I'm not making a resolution to stop doing that. It is actually kind of a useful thing to be able to fill empty time, empty space. Alright, but I legitimately will stop now. I will probably see you next week, and Happy New Year. I mean, congratulations on getting through the previous one. It was an unusual year, an unusual experience. I don't want to say it's been a bad year, because for me, a lot of stuff was basically, take a little bit to adapt to. Now, it's not that different anymore. We are an adaptable species. We have adapted. We want what comes next to be better. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's kind of normal. We adapt, we try to make things better, and we hope that things will be even better in the future. That's what 2021 is going to be. It's hoping for a better future and continuing to adapt to make it a better future. So good luck with that. See you next week.